Welcome back, everyone. My name is Token D Rock here with another video. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. In today's video, we're going to be going over talks of CBDCs being used to bank the unbanked via Senator Warren, Bank of Ghana, a few countries talking about this. We also got PayPal going to be launching a crypto wallet in the coming months. Plenty more, so stay tuned. But first things first, we got to take a look at the market. Bitcoin dominance is at 47.6%. Bitcoin is hovering just above 39K. Expecting some movement today. There's a lot of future options tradings expiring at the end of today, so we'll see if that sends Bitcoin above 42K. As usual, if you're going to be buying outside of Ethereum and Bitcoin, spread out those buys, dollar cost average, the usual, you know the drill. First bit of crypto news comes out of Kazakhstan with crypto mining firm BitMining. They've recently announced that they entered a $6.6 million agreement to buy some 2,500 Bitcoin mining rigs. The firm has already deployed some 3,800 Bitcoin miners into operation at data centers in Kazakhstan, with another 4,000 machines on the way. And once all these Bitcoin miners are deployed, some 10,500 Bitcoin miners total, this is expected to increase BitMining's hash rate capacity to roughly 458 petahashes per second. And BitMining is one of several crypto mining firms that are looking to relocate outside of China's borders, considering the recent government crackdown on crypto mining and Bitcoin mining, etc. Canaan announced last month that they had begun mining Bitcoin in Kazakhstan, so there's another example of a firm leaving China and moving to Kazakhstan. And as we covered in last video, lawmakers in Kazakhstan right now are seeming to make themselves more attractive to crypto firms by allowing local banks to open accounts for cryptocurrency transactions. So overall, look at this as very good and very bullish for Bitcoin. In other news, we have Ghana's vice president saying that African governments need to embrace digital currencies to facilitate trade through the continent, because as of right now, in his own words, moving goods over African borders is costly and time-consuming. He says this would be rectified by a single central payment system. And he also goes on to say that COVID-19 pandemic has reinforced the need to pursue digitization. He also discussed how Ghana's recent payment initiatives, such as mobile money interoperability, has shown that more people can be financially included, and this needs to be rolled out across Africa to ensure the growth of the AFCFTA vision. Earlier this year, the Bank of Ghana revealed it has central bank digital currency and development. VP of Ghana noted that the bank's intent and believes it will bring the country credibility in the digital space. So more and more countries are looking towards digital currencies, whether it's crypto or central bank digital currencies. While we are still on the topic of CBDCs, we have Rich Chechen, the president of Asset Strategies International, describing CBDCs as a product that was concocted and held by Satan. He slammed CBDCs due to the threat that they pose to individual privacy, noting that they give the ability to the state to monitor every transaction that you make and track your entire life. He says that they will give governments incredible control over everybody's bank accounts, which will create a void of privacy for every individual citizen. It's important to note the U.S. is behind the curve on CBDC rollout in comparison to China, which has already deployed widespread trials of digital yuan in its financial system. However, the Federal Reserve has warmed up to the idea in 2021, is currently in the process of researching the risks and benefits associated with adopting a CBDC. I think Rich Checken's rhetoric here is a little bit over the top, but I can see his concern, because the reality of the situation is that with cash dollars, you can go to a business. Yes, your phone's pinging your GPS location. Yes, they probably have you on camera at the store, but there's no quote-unquote physical evidence that there was a transaction made. In contrast with like a debit card, the information is relayed to your bank, which then can be overseen by the government, etc. And for example, in like China with the CBDC, with the digital yuan, you can only use it on your phone, and if your phone dies, you have no way to pay for things. You can see why this is an issue in a country with authoritarian and communistic policies like China. Now, some would argue, oh, well, if you have nothing to hide, what's the worry? Well, privacy is everything in today's day and age. If you're not paying for it, you are the product. So just keep that in mind. Other thing is, oh, well, we're not China. Okay, we're not. But the reality is governments have the capability via these CBDCs to closely track adversaries, enemies of the state, etc. So this is kind of entering a territory I'm not too crazy about. I don't really like CBDCs for this very reason, but that's just me. When I saw the title of the article say digital currency may be an answer to help the unbanked, coming from Senator Warren, I knew it had to do with CBDCs. I just knew it. I had a gut feeling that she was going to talk about it, and she talked about it. She believes that the digital asset industry may be a tool to tackle some challenges in the traditional financial system. She states that digital currencies could be an instrument to bank the unbanked. In her own words, there has been an enormous failure by the big banks to reach consumers all across the country. Digital currency and central bank digital currency may be an answer there. There she goes. The senator emphasized that the existing financial system has a lot of problems, suggesting that some cryptocurrency-related solutions could be a potential solution to these issues. The question we have to ask is to look at the design of crypto to see where it may be better, but also to see where it may inject its own risks in the system. Warren still reiterated some of the concerns over cryptocurrency investment risks. My concern is that a wholly unregulated market is one where ultimately the folks who pay the price are the small investors and the taxpayers. Senator also compared the current cryptocurrency market to snake oil salesmen in the days before the government started regulating drugs, stating that a stronger regulatory framework would discourage fraud in the crypto industry and make it safer. I don't want to wait until a whole lot of small traders have been completely wiped out. I share her sentiment. Some regulation will go quite the long way when it comes to crypto. It'll get rid of a lot of the scammers, the fraudsters in this space. But to compare it to drugs, to compare it to, the FDA needs to prove it, is a little silly. Come on, let's not play stupid here. In other news, we have Republican Senator Cynthia Loomis talking about how massive government spending is accelerating crypto adoption here in the United States. She's also calling for a crypto regulatory sandbox and support to attract Bitcoin miners to set up here in the United States. Over on Twitter, she stated that big government spenders are accidentally doing far more to accelerate the adoption of digital assets than I am, and asserted that the debasement of the US dollar is driving citizens to store value in digital assets such as Bitcoin. Not that this is necessarily a good thing, in her own words, but spending America deeper into a hole is stupid, inflationary, and altogether undesirable way to drive people to digital assets. I want USD to continue as the world's reserve currency. We need to rein in spending and support financial innovation on US soil. She also emphasized that the first step should be good, solid definitions that are agreed upon by legislation and legislators, and called for regulatory sandbox where everyone understands the rules, but innovation can still occur unrestricted in the crypto space. She also stated that we want to make sure that Bitcoin can continue to serve as a good store of value. Loomis also pointed out that if the U.S. were to follow El Salvador's route and make Bitcoin legal tender, it would need to be regulated under the Bank Secrecy Act, anti-money laws, and in a way that it can be ferreted out if used illegitimately. She also wants to see the U.S. welcome and support crypto miners that are flocking the country following the Chinese mining ban. Want to make sure, in her own words, that these miners can come to places like Pennsylvania, Texas, Wyoming, and elsewhere where they can get the energy to mine it, and then once it's produced, that it can be on the blockchain in a way that enhances the non-fiat currency advantages that cryptocurrency has. I think Senator Loomis's rhetoric perspective on this is rather refreshing, and it's much needed because we already know she supports Bitcoin and crypto by and large. We know she's open-minded to it, but her constituents over in the US Congress aren't so open-minded when it comes to crypto. So she's laying it out to them. Hey, we know there's a pandemic. You need to spend, you need to give people their stimulus and stuff, but there's some areas where we're overspending, and that's facts. And that is driving inflation upwards, which is leading so many people to invest their money in digital assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So a way we can cut back so many people from hopping into the space is if we dial back that overspending. But with the Delta variant going around and the pandemic looking like it's going to persist for the time being, I doubt government is going to scale back on spending, which is just going to drive more inflation, which is just going to drive more and more people into the crypto space. It's inevitable at this point. You know, inflation's here. More and more people are starting to realize that their dollar's losing value, so they're parking their money in assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, real estate, gold, etc. The list goes on. There's so many more better places to park your US dollar than in a bank or a savings account. So, in my opinion, this is rather bullish for crypto by and large. Our last bit of news has to do with PayPal launching a crypto wallet. CEO Dan Schulman just this past Wednesday on an investor update call said the company's super app wallet was code complete, and they're expecting to roll it out over here in the United States in the next several months. The Super App Wallet will feature high-yield savings, early access to direct deposit funds, messaging capability, additional crypto capabilities. What that entails, not exactly sure. Find out later, and more. Schulman also said that each wallet would be unique, driven by advanced AI and machine learning capabilities. To give you a scope and perspective of how big PayPal and Venmo are with the amount of active users that may be hopping in the crypto space in the not too distant future. Look at this. 400 million active users accounts as of June 30th with $300 billion in total payment volume for the second quarter of 2021. Holy smokes. Over on Venmo, $58 billion in total payment volume for the second quarter of 2021. With 76 million active accounts. This is rather bullish news coming from PayPal, considering we have so many active users across PayPal and Venmo, something like 475 million users. We're talking almost 500 million users possibly hopping into the crypto space in the next year or two via PayPal's crypto wallet. Very bullish stuff in my opinion. But let me know what you think down below in the comments section. That about does it for today's video, everyone. If you enjoyed it and learned something new, please show us some love by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel. We would really appreciate it. Got some links down below for you to check out. Earn some passive income on the crypto you're hodling long term via BlockFi and Celsius. Get trading today via Binance US. Stay up to date with crypto prices via CoinMarketCap. Stay up to date with your favorite altcoin events via CoinMarketCal. Follow us over on our Facebook group for occasional callouts. And until next time, everyone, my name's Token D Rock. Have a great day. Peace.